The MLS just does not sleep, and today we have another amazing deal and massive deal for the league itself. Also bringing in massive players, like I've said in the past couple of days, the likes of Lorenzo Insigne, Jesus Jimenez, Douglas Costa, and Xherdan Shaqiri, but also huge players leaving the league and exporting from the likes of USA and Canada these days, the likes of Richie Laryea going to Nottingham Forest, Tajon Buchanan going to Club Bruges, and today we have a done deal, a here we go transfer, and that is US men's international goalkeeper Matt Turner, moving on from New England Revolution in a highly anticipated and expected transfer that all MLS fans and US fans and everyone out there in the MLS world knew was going to happen eventually. It was just when. And Matt Turner has earned himself a dream move to the Premier League that any young footballer in America would want, or in Canada, and his dreams have become true today, going to Arsenal and earning himself a massive deal to become the backup at Arsenal come next season, when Bernd Leno will move on and leave, and Matt Turner is going to step into the shoes as a very highly anticipated backup for Arsenal Football Club. And this is a great move. Of course, he will go and join this coming July as the backup for Arsenal for the upcoming season for the club, going into the next year's Premier League season, and he will join with the team for preseason next year in July, this coming year in July. And that is going to be a huge move in Matt Turner's career. Of course, I'm going to break down the deal and start it off for you guys here. Arsenal will have to pay a total of $6.7 million to New England Revolution, plus an extra $3 million in bonuses, and it also is a 10% sell-on clause included for New England Revolution. That was all reported by the man himself, Fabrizio Romano. He also goes on to say Turner will be replaced Bernd Leno, who's going to leave Arsenal in the summer. Like I said, guys, I already knew Bernd Leno was going to leave, and it is confirmed by Fabrizio. And Newcastle were apparently interested in him last January, but there was no agreement. So it's going to be interesting to see where Bernd Leno goes. But this move is amazing for Matt Turner, MLS, and New England Revolution, showing that New England has, of course, produced some unbelievable talent like Tajon and now Matt Turner. But what MLS is doing, bringing in talent as well as exporting it now. They are doing it so many ways. All the players that are leaving the league for such amazing fees and going to all kinds of countries. There's so many names I could go out there and name, but I would need a whole list. And just what Matt Turner is earning himself here is amazing. For me, if I was a US men's international fan, of course I'm Canadian, love the Canadian men's international team. The 27-year-old Matt Turner is earning himself a move that, of course, he loves and is excited to go play in the Premier League. He has said it's already a dream of his to go play in England in the Prem. But when he is now emerging as the number one goalkeeper for the U.S. men's international side, going ahead of Zack Steffen as the Man City backup, they're both going to be backups for Premier League sides. The one thing, in my personal opinion, that gave Matt Turner the edge was having a starting role, playing consistently week in and week out, and always being a quality goalkeeper. Zack Steffen was always a backup and will always be a backup to the likes of Ederson at City unless he gets a move away from the Premier League and Manchester City and earns himself a starting move or a starting role at a bigger club. And yes, goalkeepers, and like Ben Foster always says, they hit their prime, they hit their top end echelon when they're older, and like the age of Matt Turner is, and 30 years and plus, when you earn your experience and you're just a better goalkeeper and you have the knowledge. But for me, Matt Turner had a consistent thing going for him at New England Revolution. He was a starting goalkeeper playing for a very good side, showing how good he was week in and week out, and proving it to himself on home soil. Yes, he doesn't have to prove it on home soil, but I think having that first playing week in and week out and first choice goalkeeper quality is so big and has that mentality. Not when you're going to be a backup for Arsenal, who you are going to play very, very minimal minutes, which is going to be FA Cup and Carabao Cup minutes, and depending on what cup they are in, depending if that's the likes of the Europa League, which Matt Turner needs to hope for, because he would play in those games. If he's into Champions League, there's no chance I think he starts any of those games, because you look at what Arsenal have now in Aaron Ramsdale. For me, he is hands down the number one goalkeeper in England, and there is no way a 27-year-old American starter, yes, Matt Turner has a lot of good qualities to him, but he is not going to be starting over an Aaron Ramsdale, who is by far heads and tails above everyone else in England for the number 1 spot. Dean Henderson doesn't get starting game time at Man United and shouldn't. He needs to get a loan somewhere, but he is nowhere close to Aaron Ramsdale at this moment in time. Jordan Pickford, for me, is too inconsistent, and you can't rely on him at all. And you look at what Aaron Ramsdale does. Ben Foster always praises him for just doing the simple things. And Aaron Ramsdale isn't a fancy goalkeeper. He just makes beautiful saves. He gets the job done. And he's been absolutely brilliant for Arsenal this year. There is no goalkeeper in England that touches him. And he is one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League this year, in my personal opinion. Maybe even the best. So Matt Turner isn't going to take over that number 1 role in Arsenal. And just having a backup spot, yes, it is his dream come true. And I do praise him for that. But you got to worry about that spot at the US Men's International and hope you can hold down that number 1 role. Because like I said, Zack Steffen is a very good goalkeeper that we have seen for Man City when he does play for them. But it's very rare on occasion. And that's going to happen to Matt Turner now. So who's going to take over that number 1 role? That's the only question I have. But either way, it's a brilliant move for Matt Turner, I do believe. Comparing him to all goalkeepers per 90 minutes, he is in the top 90 percentile for crosses stopped, which is a huge quality to have in the Premier League, because crosses and big strong strikers and physical game, you got to be good in the air. And at 6'3", 27 years old, Matt Turner is a beast in the air, winning 10.7% of his crosses and being in the 90th percentile in all goalkeepers per the 90, of course, from the site FBref. And you look at it, man played 28 matches this year for New England Revolution and only allowing 35 goals. That is absolutely brilliant, having a save percentage of 74.2%. Of course, stats for a goalkeeper are hard to tell unless you're looking at crosses or shots saved, because it really depends on your back line, how your side's playing, how good of possession you keep on the ball for your team. It's a very interesting place to play stats with goalkeepers. I do love stats at the best of times, but goalkeepers only tell some of the details. Let me know what you guys think down below, guys. It is a very interesting move for Matt Turner. I praise him for getting a massive move to the Premier League, which all young Canadians and North Americans and US men's players would love to earn. But that backup role, I really think, is going to really change things in his career. He was on such an upwards trajectory that I feel like maybe a team that needs a starting goalkeeper could have went to instead. Let me know if you guys think he will hold down the number 1 spot in the US Men's International side, how you think this move will fare for Matt Turner's career, and what you guys think of it in general between him and Zack Steffen, who is the number 1 for USMNT. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Drop a like and drop a sub. It means the absolute world to me, guys. I'll see you guys for the next one. Peace.